Alright guys, so welcome back. This is 3.6 part 3. It's going to get a little more difficult today, but I hope we can get through this. So as you know, we are still solving radical equations. I hope you guys remember what a radical is. So let's take a look at the first one, which is, let's recall. This is like our warm-up for the day. So in number 1, I have the cube root of x minus 9 equals -1. So remember from a few days ago what I've been asking you guys. When we are solving these radical equations, you need to get what's underneath the radical by itself. By the way, I did not mean to circle that negative. Okay, so first things first, let's get rid of that 9. The opposite of minus 9, plus 9 here, plus 9 there. Okay, so when we do that, we're left with the cube root of x equals 8. Okay, so we need to get rid of that cube, okay, or that radical 3 that's there. You guys know the opposite of cube root is raising something to the third power. Okay, so these cancel out. You're left with x. 8 to the third power is 8 times 8, which is 64. 64 times 3 is actually 64 times 8. 512. That's how we get that answer. Okay? In our next example, if I'm going too fast, please just email me, okay? Next example. We have 3x to the 3/2 power equals 375. Remember what I said a few days ago. When we're solving these type of problems, we need to get the variable in that fraction as an exponent by itself, okay? That 3x, break it apart. You guys know 3x is also another way of saying 3 times x. The inverse of multiplication is division, okay? So in this case, I have 375 divided by 3, which is 125. Ooh, why did I do a 2? Okay, these cancel out. You're left with x to the 3/2 power. If you guys forgot what to do in this step, what you guys are supposed to do is, you see how you have 3/2? How to undo that is raising this to the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 3/2 is 2/3. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side, okay? So here, these cancel. You're left with x equals. If you guys do not have a calculator at home, and I have a fill in the blank, you guys can leave it like this, okay? So for now, let's just leave it like that because I do not have a graphing calculator in hand. But I will make sure when I give you your quiz, I write this one, these type of problems actually, as just fill in the blank, okay? So let's go to the one you guys did the other day. Actually, this one was yesterday. It was one of your homework problems. Okay, so I have the square root of 2x plus 5 equals the square roots of x plus 7. Okay, in these type of problems, when you have a radical and there is no number next to the radical, you guys know 2 is understood. Okay, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. In this case, this exponent is gone, this radical is gone. This exponent is gone, and this radical is gone. So I'm left with 2x plus 5 equals x plus 7. We're going to combine like terms, okay? So I like having my variables on the left-hand side and my numbers on the right-hand side, so that's what I'm going to do right now. So minus x here, minus x here. I'm left with 1x plus 5 equals 7 because these cancel out. Here, I want to move that 5 to my right-hand side. That's minus 5. 7 minus 5 gives me 2. This problem on your homework assignment yesterday should have been super easy, okay? So in this next problem is when we're starting to do something a little more difficult. It's not that bad. It's exactly like what you did 2 days ago. Just take it step by step. Do exactly what I do. And honestly, it's not that bad. So, as you can see here, we have an equation with 2 radicals and a dangling constant on the left-hand side. So, I know your initial reaction is just to square both sides, and honestly, that's what you're going to do. But you're not going to get rid of one of these radicals, okay? So, I have a radical on my left and a radical on my right. I square this side because that's the easiest one to get rid of. But if you are going to do it to the left side and it's exactly what you're supposed to do, you have to square everything, including that dangling one that we have no idea what to do with it right now. So once we do this, this is gone, this is gone. On this side, you have 3 minus x. On this left-hand side, you're going to now have 2 radical x plus 2 and the plus 1. So it would look something like this. Let me give myself a little bit of room because this is going to be a little longer. So I'm going to have here in a parenthesis x plus 2. Remember that 1 is not included underneath that radical. I have 2 of them, so I have to multiply this out. That's plus 1 equals 3 minus x. Okay, you're going to FOIL here, and it's totally okay. It's really not that bad. This plus 1 is really annoying me, so let me redo that for you guys. Okay. All right, that's a little better. Okay, distribute. You have radical x squared, or radical x plus 2, times radical x plus 2. That means you have 2 of them. That means that radical is gone. So you only have x plus 2. We wanted to get rid of that. But then you have the square root of x plus 2 times 1. So now you're going to have x plus 2. Okay? We're done distributing that. The inside, you have another radical x plus 2. Okay? And just 1 times 1, which is plus 1. Please make sure you have this written out because I'm going to start erasing because I don't have enough room. And pay attention to these. I have 2 of them, so I'm going to rewrite this right now. Okay? Let me erase this. Okay, so we have x plus 2 plus, remember, I had 2 of these. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? I can combine something here. I can combine that 2 plus 1, which gives me x plus 3 plus 2 radical x plus 2. Don't forget, I have this over here, 3 minus x. Okay? Let me erase the top. because we are going to finish above this. I hope you guys have this written down. If you guys don't have this written down, you guys know you can pause my video, okay? So now I want to get this by itself because I want to get rid of that radical. We don't like that radical, okay? So first thing, I'm going to move that 3 right here. Opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. These cancel out, so I'm left with x plus 2 equals x, because 3 minus 3 is 0. Don't forget that. So here, and don't forget that's a minus x. This is minus x minus x. Those are not going to cancel out. So please do not get rid of those, okay? So here, these cancel out. I'm left with 2. Radical x plus 2 equals negative 2x, okay? I want to get this radical by itself. Divide 2 out from both sides. So I'm left with the square root of x plus 2 equals negative x. From here, you guys know exactly what to do, okay? I'm going to erase the top. I want to get rid of this radical. The opposite is squaring it, okay? You guys know negative x times negative x is going to give me positive x. Then I have here x plus 2 because these get rid of themselves, okay? So here I have negative x times negative x. I am going to negative x times negative x is positive x squared. So here this is a regular quadratic, okay? I need to get these terms with my x to the second power. So I have x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. Okay, because we are solving an equation. This is your quadratic formula or your quadratic function. You guys from here know you need to do that AC method. I am not going to go over that method with you guys. I am going to let you know though, you have 2 binomials, and in this case, you're going to have a plus 1 and a minus 2 because negative 2 times positive 1 gives you negative 2, and negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. You have x here and you have x there, okay? So when you solve this quadratic function, you're left with 2 and negative 1. But you have to check your work because we are dealing with equations. We're not dealing with parabolas. So both of these answers may not work. Okay? So when you are checking your work, you have to substitute x equals 2 and x equals negative 1 in this equation that was given to you. Okay? So here, I'm going to do x equals 2 over here and x equals negative 1 over here. So when you substitute everywhere that you see an x for a 2, it looks like this. Oh, you have the plus 1. Let me not forget. I keep forgetting that plus 1. Sorry, guys. So I have the square root of 4 plus 1 equals the square root of 1. Okay, you guys know the square root of 4 is 2 plus 1 gives me 3. And the square root of 1 is 1. 3 does not equal 1. So x equals 2 is not an answer. Let's check if -1 is a solution. You might have a problem where neither of the answers that we get is actually a solution. +2 + 1 equals 3 + 1. I hope you guys know how I got 3 + 1, okay? A negative times a negative will give me a positive. So in here, you have 1 + 1 equals 4. The square root of 1 is 1. 1 + 1 is 2. And the square root of 4 is 2. So the only solution was x equals -1. If I went too fast, please let me know, okay? Because for your homework, you are going to have this problem, okay? So I will be posting this on Google Classroom. If I went too fast, if there's something that you do not understand, please shoot me an email, and enjoy the rest of your day, okay?